Y'all, Wizard101 just teased a completely new feature. I feel like they're on a roll recently, but today we're going to be talking about what they teased on KI Live. If y'all didn't know, KI Live is one of the many live streams that Wizard101 does on their main Twitch channel. I'm going to link the VOD that today's in the description if you want to see the stuff that I don't talk about in this video. But they use these KI Lives basically to tease stuff that's upcoming, and the spring update is looking like it's going to have a lot of stuff. So what they teased today was what looks like a mail feature in Wizard101. Now, in my opinion, mail is a very fancy way of saying you can now DM people on Wizard101 when this update goes live. And y'all, that's a serious game changer for a lot of people, in my opinion. And it looks like this feature is very accessible, right? As you can see, there's a currency system, but it's based on gold, not crowns. And it also seems like there is a limit on this. So you can't actually, like, you know, add someone with the intention of, I guess, spamming their whatever inbox maybe, or whatever we get to like read these messages with. You're limited to 6 messages a day. And I think an anti-spam feature is good because, like, if both players are online, you already have a way, obviously, of like talking to them, right? You just, like, you know, basically, you know, text chat them. But really what I think this is when people are offline but they want to plan things ahead of time, I feel like this is that feature, right? I assume this feature is going to be used for stuff like, you know, figuring out when people are going to quest together, maybe if they met somebody while questing, like, for the first time. I'm not sure how universal of an experience this is on Wizard101, so if it's not hashtag relatable, might be, but I've literally quested through the game with questing partner, and I like log on around the same time we quested together. They wouldn't be online, and I'd quest for like an hour, and then they would log on, and then it's awkward. You feel me? This could avoid it. You could actually communicate, yo, I'm gonna be an hour late. You want to still quest together? But that saves hardship and time when you're questing. Like, that would be, you know, that would be something, especially considering this would all happen through Wiz. You wouldn't have to add each other on, like, you know, Discord or something like that. It can help people from different time zones communicate with each other better, because maybe if you're in a different time zone from someone, like, maybe you can only play together on the weekends. I don't know. There's all kinds of examples. I assume for anything group related, like farming or raiding or gold keys, spellman shenanigans, all of that, I feel like all of those are all things that would fall under, yo, you could maybe use this, organize people ahead of time. You don't need to add them on Discord. You don't need to get their Twitter account or whatever you would otherwise use to communicate. But that's kind of a big deal. Honestly, when I saw this, I was like, yo, this is like something I wanted just for like when I organize raids with my guild. It would be so dope, because without a Discord, basically impossible. Do I plan on using this feature like crazy? Probably not. I already have a Discord where, especially if you're in my guild, I'm in constant contact, right? And also, you know, YouTube videos, streaming. I feel like this is not like the type of feature for me. But I do think if you're someone who's more casual and you want to keep all of your socializing on Wiz, like, this is actually going to be a pretty good feature, especially for that type of player, which I would argue is probably way more people than we might think. I think a lot of people have been saying that the game isn't as casual as it used to be, and I think a lot of that stems from the fact that you deadass need to rely on other people sometimes for success, right? When I was getting like this new Reaver and Stalker and all of this gear, right? Like, this gear is really good, sometimes for PvP and PvE. But while I had access to maybe viewers that I could contact, or, you know, I was in a Discord server where I could hit up people to farm this with and we could get better together, a casual player that's just wholly reliant on team up, they're not going to be able to do that. I definitely think this has been a growing problem, but it became very apparent recently with the Nightmare Dungeon having a challenge mode and a standard mode. I think that dungeon did accent what seems to be like a tale of two different types of players, right? The challenge mode, I doubt anyone doing challenge mode wasn't using some sort of third party, you know, like Discord or something else to communicate to like do it. Meanwhile, standard players were expecting in-game features to help them be able to tackle this, even if they needed to be in a team environment. That wasn't really the experience doing standard mode if you wanted to run this dungeon and get the badge to craft the gear. It just wasn't. But now with this mail feature, this could act as like a way for maybe you go into team up and you actually happen to be in a good team, or maybe you guys talk, you hit it off, and you might have even thought about adding them, but then you're like, what are the odds that we're going to be online at the exact same time, this guy that I just met, and we can start farming together? Now there's a feature that you can do that with without going through all the extra hurdles. And to me, I think that's like a really important part of this. When I'm looking at this mail feature, it looks kind of skeleton structure. I hope they really flesh it out. I hope there are ways to maybe schedule, like, you know, running a dungeon together, and it gives you a pop-up when it's like 10 minutes away or something if you're in game. Maybe if, you know, you decide to like farm a dungeon with something through this mail feature by creating an event, maybe a way for other people to join you at that time, you know, ahead of time, so you have like maybe 3 people that you know and 1 fill-in. Like, maybe they can make a kiosk for that. I doubt we get all of that in this feature, right? But you guys see it, right? Like, the potential of this to actually make the game actually more accessible for casual people is actually pretty huge. And from my perspective, right, when I'm seeing this, I'm reminiscing on the days when I first started playing Wiz. I probably have never really talked about this, but the very, very first time that I played Wiz was like, I was in like 4th grade or 5th grade, and I was on a landline when those existed with my friend as we played through Wiz. And then, you know, I started like evolving, you know, I got a Skype, and then I started meeting people through there. Now it's Discord. But I can confidently say that if I wasn't able to like actually feel like I was able to play with others through those, you know, like mechanisms, then I wouldn't have probably kept playing Wiz. And what does a landline, a Skype, and a Discord call all have in common? It's the fact that you had to do it outside of Wiz. And here's the thing, we're probably never gonna have an in-game voice chat or anything like that in Wiz. I feel like that would be epic. It would be amazing, but I think with the whole kid-friendly thing would really get in the way of that. But honestly, if they flesh out this feature, this could be the next best thing, and this could be potentially the most viable thing that a kid-friendly game could do, so that you could like maybe make connections and maybe like, you know, make friends through Wiz and not through third-party things that you have to feel like you have to connect to. Now in this Cat Live, there's one other thing that really popped out to me. Somebody asked in the Twitch chat about tournaments coming back, and Ratbeard, one of the devs that works on this game, responded that they might be coming back sooner than we think, which to me I feel like is either spring or summer update. Now this is obviously speculation, but the reason I'm bringing this up is because I actually think that the next update or two is really going to be like focused on the standard of life stuff, right? This mail system seems to be a way to make it so that team up isn't the only thing you have available to you if you're not down to like get into a call with someone to play Wiz. Right now you have another way, especially offline, to like, you know, communicate with people and organize things better. Tournaments, these are something that casual players love and have been asking for the return of, because now they exist, there's no rewards for them, no one really does them, they need a revamp heavily. Even the Fairgrounds construction teaser that they put out, this seems like a standard of life, quality of life, that type of update. And I think Wiz desperately needs that. I would love if the spring update was an opportunity to polish a bunch of in-game features, introduce stuff like the mail system that a lot of people have been asking for. The top of the list for me would be some pop-up that explains what cards do. I think that is coming soon, right? All of these like, you know, spell-minted cards that do some crazy things, just like, you know, maybe like a way to right-click on this and like know what it does in text instead of like having to decipher what it says by symbols, right? I hope we start getting that type of stuff, because then this could look like a very lit update. But yeah, y'all, this is just probably, you know, a lot of clustered thoughts on what should be a pretty cool new feature. Let me know what you guys think of the upcoming mail feature in Wizard101. Let me know if this is something that you've wanted, something that would have helped you maybe when you were a casual player. And if you are a casual player, do you plan on using this? Let me know. I look forward to reading all of y'all's comments. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a sub if you're new, and if somebody hasn't told you you're awesome today, they doing something wrong. Stay awesome. See y'all soon, and yeah.